Croeso, welcome back to the Finca Ymdrech Diaries. And with me again as we go through another exciting week of developments at the Finca. I can't promise another near-death experience like last week's from me playing with compost, but I know my mother would be glad to see that I didn't die from playing with human manure. So I think we've categorically proven that flushing the toilet without closing the lid in the UK shouldn't be a crime, and it's not going to kill you. Well, highly unlikely. Come with us, let's go, come on. In this week's episode, I do some weeding. Julie gets fruity.
Ow. What a pair of whoppers.
Bella sees a spaceship. And Bob looks for somewhere comfortable to sleep. Off on a bit of an excursion. Julie saw some wildflowers in this morning's dog walk that she liked to have in our garden, so I'm off to try and see if I can dig them up. Lived here once, it seems. Quite interesting, well, to me, to see how things used to be in the old days. Now people adapt. Got the old sink outside with a glass shelf above it. The glass shelf is actually the back window of a car by the look of it. Probably a fireplace there. Laundry sink, soap dish, all very primitive and basic. But they obviously had a toilet with a view. You can see the well here, still bucket on a chain. Now there's I want a Nispero tree. There's a couple over there, and I'm hoping that they'll be quite easy to dig out because they're in what appears to have been an irrigation channel. Easy to dig out doesn't necessarily equate to easy to get at. See, probably a tree would only cost me €7 in the agricultural shop, but where's the fun in that? Now this is the one I was toying with transplanting. I'm not sure I want to go down in there, if I'm honest. Get a shovel and have a look. I quickly gave up on the idea of digging up a Nispero. I don't like them that much. Anyway, let's go see if I can get some flowers for Julie at least. Ground is like iron. I did bring a bit of water to try and soften the ground, but I've got a feeling I need a tanker. I think we're in luck. The ground being hard is actually beneficial because the roots are on the surface. Well, I'll be welcome home like a returning hero now. Well, the flowers have obviously had a paste in, but hopefully the plant itself will survive. Not quite into flora, but it's a start. And like one of those Victorian explorers, except I've got a quad instead of a tall ship. There were all polytunnels here. Well, there still are all polytunnels here. It's just they've demolished them. They seem to have planted avocado trees. Or avocado, I always say it wrong. Inside of it now. The trees are getting to such a size that the polytunnels are actually in their way. So they demolished them with a tractor. I've been trying to catch somebody's eye to see if I could buy some bits of them, but so far to no avail. I've got 7 trees that need a going today. It's almost 2 o'clock, and whilst whilst I need to spend a couple of hours on my digger clearing the plot and trying to get it flat. Now it doesn't need to be flat for any other reason than I could mow it with my tractor if it was flat, and over the years when this was a commercially operated orange orchard, then where they were ploughing in between the trees, I've ended up with a ridge almost every 5 meters, and when I'm mowing it plays havoc with my mower, and there's big stones in it and everything. So I'd like to get it flat, but I just got too much to do and it's not vital, so I'm going to have to leave that for another day. So probably what I'm going to do now is just try and flatten around where I'm going to put 7 trees. If nothing else, it'll keep me away from the new trees with a mini digger when I do eventually make the time to get it all flat and level. But one reason I'm not in a huge rush to flatten the field, orchard I should be calling it, not field, is because I need to dig a trench between every aisle to put some irrigation pipes in. So I'll take my opportunity to flatten it once I've done that. It's pointless me spending hours now trying to get it flat, only to dig it all up again. That's my excuse anyway. That's 7 new trees I've planted today. Higher management has yet to work out that I bought 2 today, but she will. She's good at counting. So 1 new apricot, 1 new yellow plum, 1 new nectarine, 1 new Australian lime, 1 new cherry, 1 new limequat, 1 new flat peach. You just saw how hard this was to dig. So once it's out, it goes like dust, which is why I would like to keep some grass on it. And for a start, it'll keep the dust down. And for another, eventually it'll hold moisture. Obviously, it steals a certain amount of moisture, but all the locals, before they water, they plough, because the dirt goes really hard after it's been watered and the sun has beaten down it for a couple of weeks or months, and then the water won't go in, so they plough, and then the wind blows and all the best dirt gets blown away. So I'm hoping to keep some grass. Now the grass would be much easier to manage if I can come in here with my tractor mounted mower, and for me to be able to do that, then the plot needs to be reasonably flat, all of which I've tried to explain in previous videos. But anyway, I've got to get some sheathing around them like these to protect them from rabbits, because the rabbits love to chew twigs. This is one of my marking sticks that I put in, and you can see the rabbits have done to it. And now if the rabbits do that to my new tree, then the new tree will be dead. I think it would be sensible to say that I could finish planting trees now for this year. Don't mean to say that I won't plant anymore, but it would be sensible not to plant anymore. With that in mind, I'm going to tidy up around my trees today with a digger and put some mulch around them. looked into my garlic situation. The lack of bulb on my garlic situation, so I'm gonna try and use them up today. They're not good enough to store, but there's got no bulbs in them. Apparently, it's due to pour water in, but then they were in the same bed as the onions, and the onions done okay. Anyway, apparently you can use them as leeks when they're like this, so I'm going to make some leek soup, and I might try and blanch some and freeze them, just so nothing's wasted basically. Well, cut most of the leaves off, and I've ended up with a box that size. Chefs make it look so easy with the chopping things in the blur. A bit more sedate. Right, I think that's more than enough smelly leeks for a soup base. Now nobody should be taking any cooking tips from me. But as I understand it, when you make a soup, you've got to get your aromatics in early, like onion and garlic, and sweat them down. So obviously my onions are my garlic, and I'm making this up as I go along. Now ideally I think you're supposed to use butter. The butter is a terrible price here in Spain apparently, according to the financial controller. I just put a bit of ginger in, not because I know what I'm doing, but a bit of ginger is always good. What I would call a big pinch of salt, that most TV chefs wouldn't even recognise as a quantity. It's up to me. There'd be a chilli in there as well. Usually slightly averse to chilies. I'm not used to this induction hob, and realistically, cast iron pan is probably zapping the heat out of it. So let's give it a bit of whirly to get it going here. It's not my intention to fry them, I just want to sweat them down. There it goes, starts to go. Right. Does that do its thing then, whilst I can process some more. Sweating away quite well, as I don't want them to brown, but some of yesterday's chicken flavour is still stuck to the bottom. If I was trying to make a cooking program, I'd say I should have deglazed the pan first, so the onions are trying to stick to the chicken from yesterday. It's bound to go orange now that I put a carrot in, but we haven't got a lot of veg kicking about. I don't know if it's even going to be edible, so I don't really want to go all out, as it were, whilst the financial controller isn't looking. We'll add a bit of milk. Pan is probably a little bit too heavy for what I'm doing. It's zapping all the heat from the induction hob, and then when I'm trying to reduce it, it's obviously retaining heat. Well, if you stayed with us till the end, you'll know that we didn't finish all the jobs that I said I was going to do at the beginning of this week. I always start the week full of optimism and expectations. It's fair to say that this week, most of my time, well, not most of my time, but a lot of my time has been taken up with the compost. We've planted some trees and just generally life. If you've stayed with us till the end, then thanks very much. And obviously you have trouble sleeping because it can't have been that exciting to watch. I know my mother's relentlessly promoting my videos to all her friends, so if anybody's seen something they'd like further explanation about, then just please leave a comment.